Nation and Irish haters, the recruiting is over, commitments have been made, transfers decided, practices are in motion, games are slated, bowl games have unknown participants with a national champion uncrowned. But to play like a champion, you have to talk like a champion. Welcome back, Irish Nation. Glad I could be back with you on Talk Like a Champion. I am, of course, Mr. CeeLo, coming back to you on a victorious Saturday evening. Before we get started, guys, I hope you guys will go by the Talk Like a Champion Facebook page and check out the things we have going on there. I'm going to try to get a poll up today, or possibly a questionnaire, seeing how you guys like what we saw today, and if you did like what we saw today. In Notre Dame's 42-3 victory over the Navy midshipmen in our 93rd meeting. I was overjoyed at how these guys played today. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, they were supposed to win. Well, the midshipmen don't go easy. And if anybody that thinks that the midshipmen aren't easy just ask Georgia and Alabama. Why? That's the reason why they don't play them. Same reason why they don't play Appalachian State anymore, because they don't want competitive cupcakes anymore. Anyway, that's a shot at those programs because they always talk about how tough their schedule is. But that's another story. I'll talk about that on a Gridiron Gab triple option. But today is about the Fighting Irish doing what they do and handling their business. And handling it well, being great entertainers for the crowd of Dublin, Ireland. And Dublin, Ireland look like great hosts. And I would love to go to a Dublin, Ireland game in which the Irish are playing. But all in all, this was a phenomenal game. It started out looking like Navy was going to move the football. And what was so great about how the Irish approached this game is they were able to put so many different players out there to do so many different things. And I'll go into the guys that had really good games. The whole I would argue to say the entire team had a tremendous game today. All right, let's take a look at the statistical breakdown, guys. As you see, the Irish had 27 first downs to Navy's 12. But here's the tale that I really look at, and this is really what's going to make Navy a really formidable opponent when they get it together. They had 171 total yards. They went 3 for 4 on fourth down, by the way. But they held the football 33 and a half minutes. And, you know, when you can hold the football that long, that's just, wow. But, you know, we're talking about the boys, the big boys. Let's look over here at the Notre Dame side. The total yardage is just overbearing, 444 yards, and they threw for 253 yards on 20 of 25. Now, here's the real reason I had a problem with Tommy Rees. You can tell that what he was going to run. It was no stretch to think, oh, he's not going to throw it down the field. Now, I will say maybe he was limited by the type of quarterback that he had, because offensive coordinator Gerard Parker was just, he knew what he was doing. It was like he went out there and it was just like, okay, hey, I've got a guy that can throw this thing down the field. And that is what Sam Hartman's trademark was he put it down the field. Now, it wasn't a deep throw. He threw one to Tobias Merriweather that was just a bit off target by about, I would say about another, if he throws that thing about another yard out. And, Honestly, he couldn't do it because he should have let it go probably about a split second sooner. And Tobias Merriweather gets that, but of course, Estimate comes back and takes it to the house. So, I mean, he could have arguably had 5 touchdowns in this game. But let's look at the other things. The 191 yards rushing on 32 carries with that average of 6 yards per rush. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. And then look at the yards per pass. 10.1. Unbelievable, guys. We're going to talk a lot about the offensive side of the ball, guys, but can't take away how great the defense was. But let's look at the individual aspects of it. But meanwhile, while I pull that up, guys, you have to, if you can get a chance to rewatch this game, which I will, go do so. To me, this is, and a lot of people are going to come in and say, "Oh, calm down. This is that and other." Yeah, we're going to take the Marcus Freeman approach. We're going to, take it day at a time. But I'm looking at the idea, and we had, this is not just, we had Estime, Love, Payne, and Price touch the football. I was just ecstatic to see. Okay, Estime got the 16 carries. You had Love get 4. You had Price get 4. And you had Payne get 6. And he even got 1 from Ford. And I'm sitting here watching this, and we didn't even see Sam Hartman tote the ball. But it was really great to see the, Parker's ability to spread the ball around. And then let's not look at Price and Estime had touchdowns. Guys, this has got the makings of a serious four-headed monster. And that's not including Sam Hartman. Not talking about his arm, his legs. But they ran for a total of 191 yards and 2 scores. A big thing that Notre Dame wanted to do is they wanted to get more big plays in the running game. Well, they had a 21-yarder that was a 21-yarder come from Jeremiah Love, and they had a 19-yarder from Jadarian Price, which went for a score. And I just can't say enough about the receiving corps. I mean, granted, this is with an undersized, probably not uniquely athletic group of defensive backs that they play a lot of man coverage. But only one I can honestly say that I was somewhat disappointed in was the Tyree drop that would have made it 6 scores. 6 scores and 6 drives. But Jaden Greathouse, he's got a great with Sam Hartman. Jaden Thomas had 4 catches for 63 and a score himself. That pass that he caught, now, it was a great throw. But it's going to have to be elites against Ohio State, Clemson, and USC. If it would have been an elite defensive back, that probably would have gotten knocked down or possibly intercepted. Just saying, not going to take away from it, but clean that up for me, Sam. Make that further on away from the receiver to the inside. That way he can't get his hands on it. Colzie did exactly what I kept telling you guys. Go back and watch the show that I did about a month or two ago about Merriweather and Colzie being the next Michael Floyd and Golden Tate. You saw no wrap-up. Colzie took that thing to the house 25 yards. He had 3 catches for 45 yards. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to say, well, if he doesn't break that, he's only got 2 catches for 20 yards. Well, you really can't say anybody had a great game if you're statistically going to look at it. But Sam Hartman has got what Kirk Herbstreit said we didn't have, which is we don't have a playmaker on the receiving corps. And what did I tell you guys? I want you guys to remember what I said. I said it's hard for a wide receiver to be a game breaker or a playmaker if your quarterback doesn't allow you to be. Sam Hartman allows these guys to be what I said they would be, which is great players making plays. Jaden Thomas 4 for 63, 1 touchdown. Colzie 345 and 1. Chris Tyree, and then he had a drop, which arguably could have been possibly a touchdown. Audric Estime had a one-handed grab that was awfully impressive, and I mean, oh man, it was awesome. The one guy that I didn't was disappointed. Rico Flores had a reception for 2 yards. The one guy I was disappointed that did not have a catch, and it's coming. And you guys know who I'm going at. Tobias Merriweather. That should have been pass interference, but Hartman should have let that thing go a split second. He's going to have to learn with Merriweather. He's got game-breaking speed, and he's 6'4". If he gets even up with somebody, throw it to him. Just throw it to him, Sam. Just do your thing. I hope you hear this, Sam. Just throw him the ball, brother. Throw it to him and let him go get it. Watch the film at Stanford. If you throw it up there to him, he's going to get it. I ain't seen nobody that can run with him. But I'm so happy with the offensive side of the ball. I cannot forget that the defense not completely, they struggled a tad bit in the beginning because they were able to move the football. And ultimately I would say ultimately our tackling in open space wasn't bad. If I had to grade it, I would say about a B. Because there were some times we didn't wrap up and these guys were able to get free. But all in all, well, I would even say a B+. I would say a B+. Coverage, I would say Navy's going to give some people some problems if they get to a point where they're running the football exceptionally well or even middle of the road well, because there were 3 times that Notre Dame was beat. And the quarterback play was not that good. If he floats that thing out there in that one play where the defender was able to recover because the ball was almost a pop fly, that would have been a touchdown. But, for the most part, I was exceptionally happy. You look at the entire roster of linebackers, and it was just phenomenal watching some of these guys go out there. And Steve Angeli had a pretty good, even though he just handed the football off, he had a good job in relief, and I got to give him props on that. A lot of you guys are going to say, give him props. I mean, he didn't do nothing but hand the ball off. But, you still have to understand that that's part of a growing process. He's got to grow. So, as I was saying, the linebackers, let's give them their just due. And, of course, the offensive line, all you guys played phenomenal today. And I got to give my shout-outs to Maris Leofo. That he was all over the place. I'm talking about him, Jack Kaiser, and of course the captain himself, J.D. Bertrand. He was laying people out left and right, putting his thing down. And this is going to be a incredible linebacking core. I would venture to say that we could have 4 linebackers on the field at one time. Riley Mills had a great game too. He had a big sack in that game. Baptiste, Javante Baptiste had a big play. I want to say it was a big tackle in the backfield. I'm sorry if I'm missing you guys. Howard Cross played well. This is guys all across the defensive front. These guys, they played well covering this option offense that is just so difficult to stop if you don't see it. That's why I tell people all the time, just because an offense is a gadget, and I don't even like to call it a gadget, because it's easy to sit there and say, well, it's X's and O's, or it's assignment football. Even the spread is assignment football. Line up a receiver, a corner on a receiver, corner on a receiver. The question is, are you going to be playing zone? You can take your chances at playing zone against the triple option. They ain't going to fare very well. You have to be in attack mode when you play the option. But getting back to showing the love, Cam Hart had a pretty good game. And Jaden Mickey got out there and made some plays. I really didn't see much of Benjamin Morrison today. I really did not see him that much. I did see Antonio Carter a little bit, and he was in on some plays and so on and so forth. But, this is the type of offense that you could get some of your hard-hitting players in the game and, having them out there playing in some different situations. Because this is going to be one of the few offenses that you actually see where you actually have to make a tackle one-on-one. Because, when they were pitching the ball like crazy, and Notre Dame figured it out. There weren't going to be many quarterback keeps or whatever you want to call it. But all in all, our linebackers really showed what they could do, and our defensive line showed. I would say they showed up pretty well. But as I said, we saw a lot of a great assignment tackling, and I was really happy about that. That really the defensive line stood up better than I thought it was going to, because I think we had a lot of questions coming in about the defensive front as well as the offensive guard position. But I would say our guards did a phenomenal job, guys. And do we need to say anything else about Sam Hartman? I mean, 4 touchdowns. I mean, 4 touchdowns, guys. I mean, I don't feel like we have to say anything else. He was phenomenal. He knows it. And, for what it's worth, I think ultimately the only thing that's going to hurt Notre Dame, is if Gerard Parker doesn't know what to do with the football. I mean, the reason why I say that is there were times when Sam Hartman was under pressure. He took one and found Greathouse in the back of on the corner of the end zone. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to be teams where we get pressure. They get pressure with 4 and 5, not 7. And they're not going to be that many gaping holes. I get it. But here's the thing. It's like I was talking to one of my guys, and he was basically saying, well, when you have as much experience as he has, he's seen it all. He's seen Clemson's defense, he's seen Florida State's defense, and he's seen Miami's defense when it was building at its pinnacle. You're seeing really good top-notch defenses at Wake Forest, and the problem is he had less talent. Now he's on a team where you're looking at it. He's spreading the ball all over the place, guys. I mean, let's keep it. Let's look at it. I mean, this is what has me excited. I am excited because so many were talking about my boy Deioncolzie. Well, he just nonchalant. I don't think where's he going to fit? This is going to wake this guy up. And guess who's at the helm? Listen, guys, we're not going to have a guy that's going to run over 60 catches. I don't think so. I don't think we're going to. Because Sam Hartman's a guy that's like, okay, I can make this guy a star. I can make that a star. I can make him a star. I can make him a star. And NFL, Sam Hartman's your guy. I want all of you to take notice. NFL, y'all snoozed on this guy. Sam Hartman's an NFL caliber quarterback. Now, looking forward, congratulations, guys, on that 1-0. Back to the whole national championship talk, 1 down. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's Navy. We're supposed to win like this if we're going to be national champs. Just saying. Now, with that big victory under our belts, we have Tennessee State next week at 12:30 on NBC. Normally it's 2:30, but hey, whatever. With the things to watch, this is Eddie George. Of course, any of you guys know who Eddie George is. Eddie George is a former longtime Tennessee Titan running back that is an Ohio State Buckeye, but he's also now the Tennessee State coach. So, having said that, this is the FCS program. We can't sleep on them. We got to come out here, do like we did today, take care of business, get Sam Hartman and the boys out of there, get them their numbers, and get on the sideline. I mean, that's the way it needs to be for the next 4 weeks, except the thing is we don't need to be looking past anybody. We need to be focused. We need to be on our game. We need to be on our P's and Q's. We need to be sure that we're coming out here and we're putting our best foot forward. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We got to be putting best foot forward. Until we meet up with Ohio State. We got to be playing every week like it's Ohio State. That's how we got to do. Gerard Parker, you did a phenomenal job calling the plays today, as well as Al Golden. I got to give you some props, Al, for being as efficient on fixing things as Marcus Freeman said. You did a great job making calls and adjusting to what Navy was doing. But Go check out the Facebook page. I hopefully will have a post up about the game, get your reactions, and gauge what you guys think about the big win, and possibly see if you saw any mistakes that we could learn from. But again, thank you guys for watching. The Irish, as I leave you today, the Irish defeat the Navy midshipmen 42-3. Until the next time, may the road rise up to meet you, may the wind be at your back, and may the sun shine warm upon your face, may the rain fall softly on your fields, and until we meet again, may you keep safe in the gentle, loving arms of God.